Today, the Rent Guidelines Board will hold their final public hearing before they vote on rent hikes for stabilized units.
It all comes exactly 1 month after the board decided to roll back their rate for 2-year leases to help tenants. Good day's Hayley Fixler live in Lower Manhattan with what we can expect. Hayley.
Good morning, Kurt, Rosanna. Yeah, the board rolled back a little bit because people told them their income wasn't keeping up with the cost of living and they couldn't afford to pay their rent as it is. But that's just one side of the issue. Some other people say that officials really need to look at the long-term effect that this will have on the economy. So let's break this all down. So the Rent Guidelines Board is voting on the rent hike proposals on Monday. It's going to be for 1 million rent-stabilized apartments all across the city. Now, the one-year lease is going to stay the same. It's going to be at a range of 1.75 to 4.75%. The 2-year lease hike went down last month to 3.75 to 7.75%. And the justification was inflation and the cost of living. And again, tenants said that they just could not afford to pay their rent. Here's the thing, though. Landlords say any increase below 6.7% does not cover their operating costs. The Rent Guidelines Board actually did a study, and it shows that landlord expenses are up more than 6%. So they say anything less than that hurts them and keeps them in the red. Landlords also say that property taxes, water, sewer, and electric bills are going up astronomically, and they're just trying to make a living too. Meanwhile, as the New York City mayoral race heats up, Zohran Mamdani's major campaign promise to freeze rent, it really comes into play. He wants to prevent any rent hike for tenants in stabilized apartments for 4 years. And if elected, he would have the ability to do that because he can appoint people to the Rent Guidelines Board. But some experts say this could be very detrimental to New York's economic health. Critics say that the lowered rate hike and the rent freeze could actually prevent landlords from keeping up with repairs or improvements. There's also the concern that small or mid-sized landlords might be forced to sell to bigger groups and developers just to avoid foreclosures and bankruptcy. Experts are also warning that deteriorating housing quality could worsen the housing supply crisis in the city, and that would then have a domino effect with lower property taxes, and that means less revenue for schools, transit, and other city services. Now, supporters do say they think all of those problems could be fixed with tax reforms, but they say right now they just want to focus on the tenants. Again, today is the final public hearing before the Rent Guidelines Board votes on Monday. Live in Lower Manhattan, Rosanna, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Hayley.